All right, here we are. UFC Fight Night. Whittaker versus ALISKEROV. We're going to do a breakdown of the card. We're going to do some predictions and try to see what we can do, okay? Overall, the card isn't too bad. We have some good fights. We have Whittaker against ALISKEROV. That's a good fight. Pavlovich, Volkov is a good fight. Some exciting fights here. Shara's coming back finally against... I think they actually switched this fight just recently, so this might not be updated. I think Letterback is actually switched out, but we'll see at the end. Johnny Walker's coming back. That's cool, but let's start at the first fight. First fight, we have Zhao Long versus Chang Ho Lee. That's a good name, Chang Ho Lee. This is, I'm pretty sure, is the road to UFC finals. Both fighters are pretty similar. However, Chang Ho Lee does have a more dominant record in the road to the UFC. I'm pretty sure he has 2 finishes on the ground compared to Zhao Long's 2, I'm pretty sure, decisions. So just off of being dominant. Otherwise, they're very similar in size, length, very similar in style. However, Chang Ho Lee is better on the ground in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Chang Ho Lee takes this one. I'm pretty easy. I'm pretty confident with this one, but we'll see. On to the next one. For the next fight, we have Magomed Gadziasulov versus Brenson Ribeiro. As you can see, I think Magomed is gonna be the favorite here. Yeah, Magomed is a heavy favorite. Wow, whoa! I think that's suspiciously the heavy favorite. I might be missing something. Yeah, this number seems a little too high. I don't know. I think Ribeiro is actually a live dog, a very live dog. I wouldn't even mind putting some money on that, to be honest. But for the prediction, I really can't go with him. He has some very suspicious losses on his record, so I don't think I'm gonna go with him. He did recently beat some guy who was like 12-1. I think he beat Bruno Lopez, who's 12-1. So that's an impressive win. That's why I don't think these odds are very fair. And Magomed does have some very suspect people who he's beaten, very suspect people with like almost no name. So I guess we'll see. But I'm gonna go with Magomed Gadziasulov. For the next fight, we have Kyun Ho Kang versus Muan Gafurov. This honestly is a tough pick. I think the favorite is Gafurov, and I actually don't feel confident of him winning. I think both these fighters lost to John I forgot his name. I forgot to say his name. John Castafieda. Is that how you say his name? Castaneda. John Castaneda. That's how you say his name. Both of these guys lost to him, so that's a thing to see. Ho Kang has better reach with his legs, better reach with his hands. I'm just not confident in one. He has 2 losses into his UFC debut. Ho Kang is more accomplished in the UFC, and he's the underdog somehow. So I'm actually gonna pick the underdog. I'm more confident in Kwang Ho Kang. I'm not gonna lie here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the underdog in this case, Kwang Ho Kang, to beat Muan Gafurov, probably by TKO or something. I'm kind of very confident in this fight. For the next fight, let's keep going. Next fight we have Fakhretdinov. It's so hard to pronounce these names. Renat Fakhretdinov against Nicholas Dalby. Let's be real, guys. Nicholas Dalby cannot be trusted. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I do not trust this man. I think he's suspect on the floor. I think Renat has a better record than him. Now, Nicholas Dalby is on a streak. He's on like a 4-5 win streak in the UFC, so he's doing well. However, Renat, I think, is just way better than him on the ground. I think he's gonna expose him on the ground. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, of course, Nicholas Dalby does have a knockout chance. He has a boxer's chance, but other than that, there's not much going for him. I think Renat has like a recent fight against Craig Jones. I think he was submitted, but other than that, I think he's gonna expose him on the ground. I think he's too good for Nicholas Dalby, good old Nicholas Dalby. And I think it's gonna be a relatively easy win for Renat. And who's the favorite here? Yeah, it makes sense. Renat's a favorite. I'm gonna go with Renat. Let's keep going. Next fight, we have Muhammad Naimov against Felipe Lima. This is Felipe Lima's debut in the UFC. I'm pretty sure he's 12-1. No, this record is right. What am I talking about? No, I'm pretty sure he's actually 12-1. I'm looking at something and it says that he's 12-1 topology, so I wonder what that is. But Felipe Lima against Muhammad Naimov. I think the favorite is Naimov, and I'm gonna have to go with him. He's pretty accomplished in the UFC. I think he has some good wins. Nathaniel Wood, Damian Malarkey on a 3-fight UFC win streak. Felipe Lima is on like a 12-fight win streak, I think, overall. Oh, I guess You know what the thing is? I think he competes in something other than UFC. I think he also does kickboxing, if I'm not mistaken. That must be why the record is like this. But yes, I'm gonna go with Muhammad Naimov. He's pretty accomplished. 3 fights, in the 3 win streak in the UFC. Felipe Lima, this is his debut, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with Naimov here. Next fight, we have Nasrat Haqparast against Jared Gordon. Now these are the guys who are going to be outside the lightweight rankings for a while. They're really like gatekeepers to the lightweight rankings, in my opinion. Both of them have those both these guys have those good wins, like okay wins, and they always lose when they get up, like when they fight somebody in the rankings, right? Like Haqparast, I'm pretty sure he's lost against Bobby Green, Dan Hooker. Like he has some good wins, like Jamie Malarkey. But other than that, he beat Alex Munoz. He did lose against Drew Dober. That's what I'm talking about. These guys are like suspect. As soon as they fight somebody in the rankings, they're cooked. And this man, Haqparast, does love a decision. Let's be real here. Jared Gordon, I don't know. He's getting older. How old is Jared Gordon actually? Let me actually just look this up. How old is this man? He's 35, which is not actually that bad. But at lightweight, 35 is pushing it. I think Nasrat Haqparast has better movement, is better on the ground than Jared Gordon. I know Jared Gordon's good, but I think Haqparast also has better wins than Jared Gordon. And just because of that, I'm really gonna go with Haqparast. I think he's the favorite anyway. He is indeed the favorite. I'm gonna go with Haqparast here. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Moving on. All right, now let's move on to the main card. Finally, the main card. Johnny Walker, Volkan Ozdemir for the first fight of the main card. I kind of like to switch up in order. I like that they're the opening. I feel like this is a better order than what we usually had. I think we had Shara like in the prelims before this, which is insane. But here we are, much better. Johnny Walker, Volkan Ozdemir, finally a step up in competition from the rest of this card. Ozdemir is coming off of some okay performances. Johnny Walker has like that loss to Ankalaev he got. By the way, did you guys know that Ozdemir is only 34? I swear this dude was like 38. Apparently he's only 34, which kind of like goes against my idea of not picking him, because I want to pick Ozdemir, and I really do, because like Johnny Walker's chin is questionable. It really is questionable. But he's racking up good wins, you know. Losing against Ankalaev isn't the worst thing in the world, you know. And Ozdemir's kind of fell off recently. He's also lost to Yuri, Ankalaev, Krylov. I don't know. I don't want to pick Johnny Walker, but I feel like I have to. I feel like I'm in like, whoa, I guess, damn, the odds are very close. I don't know. I think Johnny Walker can get this one done, but I feel like I'm regretting it already. But if Johnny Walker could just use his like big ass size, like he's 6'6", 7-inch reach total, I cannot not pick him, you know, guys? I'm going to go with Johnny Walker. I'm probably going to regret this, but whatever. All right, moving up the card. Let's move up. We got Shara Magomedov against, it's not Joyton Luderback anymore. It's actually Antonio Tricoli, I believe. Yes, Antonio Tricoli stepping in. He was the guy who was supposed to fight Ikram ALISKEROV during the last fight night, when ALISKEROV obviously had to pull out of that fight to join this fight against Whittaker because of the whole Hamza thing. And luckily they got a fight for Tricoli now, because I think Luderback pulled out. So Tricoli's in against Shara Magomedov. I don't think it changes much of the prediction here. I think I'm still gonna go with Shara. I think he's so good on the feet. He has good grappling, good wrestling. Obviously, I think he has everything that Tricoli. Maybe like you never know. Tricoli might like sting him. I guess maybe. Other than that, I'm gonna go with Shara. Listen, I hope he loses. To be honest, I don't like him particularly. Remember that whole like BS that went down in Russia with him knocking out that random civilian? This guy's horrible, but listen, we gotta go with him. If we're gonna have like, we gotta predict with our brain, not our heart. Hopefully he gets knocked out, but he's probably not. He's gonna win this game. He's gonna win this match. So I'm gonna go with Shara here. Let's keep going. We have Kelvin Gastelum against Daniel Rodriguez. Honestly, I'm going with Kevin Gastelum all the way. Listen, I know he has some bad losses recently, but I think he's up for like I think it's bound to change for him. Fortunately for him, I think it's bound to change. No way he loses against D-Rod. He could, but no way. I'm just not believing it. I think he's gonna pull this one through. I think he's finally gonna get his good win in welterweight because he's been struggling a lot. But he's gonna get his win. 100%. I think he's better than D-Rod in a lot of ways. But I'm going to go with Kelvin Gastelum here. Nothing really to talk about. I don't really care about Kelvin Gastelum. He just seems like one of those fighters that, like, he's just in the card to like, fill up waste. But, I mean, you guys can let me know. Finally, some fights that we're looking forward to. Sergey Pavlovich against Alexander Volkov. Great fight. By the way, fuck the UFC for making these two guys fight. Honestly, you guys are these are like two of my favorite fighters at heavyweight, other than like Aspinall. But here we have these two guys. They're both entertaining. I think Pavlovich is gonna win this. He's just so big and powerful. He has that one hit KO power. Volkov has good boxing. He has some good like jiu-jitsu, but other than that, like, Pavlovich is built like a tank. Do you see this guy's build? Like, it doesn't actually even make sense. Like, how is this guy built like this? I know, like, Volkov has like that NBA height. He's 6'7", but I'm thinking, and Pavlovich is off of a very bad loss, but I'm thinking he turns this around. I'm assuming he's a favorite. He is a favorite. Minus 230. That makes sense. Maybe you can pick a Volkov underdog pick, would be nice, but I'm gonna go with Pavlovich here. I think he starches him or something, like maybe a late round TKO or something. I'm gonna go with Pavlovich. Let's keep going. Finally, Robert Whittaker, Ikram ALISKEROV for the main event of this Saudi Arabia card, and it's been tough. I really don't know who to pick. I honestly don't. The very similar builds. Whittaker is a little longer with legs. Ikram is a little longer with the hands. I don't think that's really gonna matter. I think Ikram is just so well rounded. I think he has beautiful striking. I think his wrestling, his jiu-jitsu is really good. I know Robert Whittaker has very good takedown defense, but I think Ikram can catch him low key. I really do. I think Robert Whittaker's chin is not. It's just not it, bro. He wobbles off of anything. He really does. I think Ikram can catch him with a couple hits, take him down, and do what he wants to him. But Whittaker's a tough guy. I just don't know. He didn't look too good against Paulo Costa. He did win that. It wasn't like a dominant win. It was a win. He looked okay, but I wasn't convinced. It's Paulo Costa. Ikram I'm much more convinced by, even though he only has like 2 fights in the UFC. I think they're both by KO. His only loss against Hamza, which is not a bad loss to have. And we have all these people saying like how good Ikram is. Like, I'm really being like peer pressured to pick an Ikram. Let me look at the. Oh, he's plus 130. I was expecting it to be closer than this. Dude, I low key think it's time for the downfall of Robert Whittaker. What do you guys think? He's been so good for so long. At what point can he still hold this? I know he's still young, but, and like, you know, I'm gonna go with Ikram because I think Robert winning this. I think most people, if he wins this and we just have that whole Robert Whittaker thing where like he's up for the title again, he's gonna fight Izzy or DDP for the rematch. I think it's better off if Ikram wins. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really not. I like Robert, but I feel like he's in this place where like he has to keep doing rematches because he's already lost to people at the top, and I'd rather have Ikram win some fresh blood into UFC, you know. Because of that, I'm gonna kind of like manifest it. I'm gonna go for that Ikram win. Maybe he catches him, takes him down, does what he wants. That's what I'm gonna go with. We'll see, but there you go. That's the UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia card in Riyadh. I'm pretty sure in the Kingdom Arena or whatever. Those are my predictions. For the locks of the card, honestly, they're really. Oh, why'd I go here? Honestly, there is no like real locks. For locks, I don't know. I have no idea who I would even say. Maybe like Shara, like a couple people in the prelims, but other than that, no real locks. It's gonna be a good card because there's no like big locks that like, you're guaranteed this fighter is winning. I'm excited for this card. Let me know which fight you guys are most excited for in the comments. And I'll catch you guys next time. See you.